Welcome back, everyone, to the Deep Dive.
Yeah.
Today, we're diving into the world of finance and tech, specifically after Trump's return to the presidency.
Right.
It seems like every time he comes back into the picture,
Yeah.
everything just explodes.
Yeah.
And this time, it's no different.
No, it's not. It's actually
We have a ton of stuff you sent over.
Yeah.
Articles, earnings reports, even some, social media buzz.
Absolutely. The market is reacting in some pretty interesting ways, as you said.
All right.
We've got earnings reactions, hot stock picks, AI predictions, even some Bitcoin intrigue.
Yeah, let's start with the tech sector. I was reading an article about Netflix, and they completely crushed their earnings expectations.
They did, yeah.
Their stock soared almost 15%.
It's huge.
It's insane.
Huge jump. And what's interesting here is that Netflix is shifting its reporting strategy.
Okay.
So they're moving away from emphasizing subscriber growth,
Right.
which we've all been kind of used to.
Yeah.
They're focusing on other metrics. And we're seeing this trend with other companies, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Dr. Horton, Apple, for example.
Wow.
And this could indicate a broader shift
Okay.
in how companies are communicating their performance and outlook to investors, prioritizing different aspects of their business.
So it's almost like they're saying we're not just about growth anymore. We're about
Right.
size other things.
Right, exactly.
Okay. Now, another big thing that's going on is obviously Trump's return
Right.
and this massive $500 billion AI infrastructure investment.
Huge.
I mean, that's insane.
It is.
You've got Oracle, OpenAI, SoftBank, all involved.
Yeah, all the big players are getting in on this. This investment, I mean, it's a significant move, signals a strong push from the U.S. to become a global leader in AI.
Okay.
It also highlights the crucial role that energy and infrastructure are going to play in supporting this computational power that AI demands. So this could create some huge opportunities for companies in building data centers, developing AI hardware, and providing those energy resources.
Yeah. So it's not just about the software and algorithms. It's about
The whole ecosystem.
the whole ecosystem
Yes.
to support it. Okay. So then, of course, we have to talk about, the people involved.
Yeah,
Elon Musk and Sam Altman
right.
having a little bit of
A little tiff.
a tiff, on social media. I mean,
It's a very public disagreement, and
Right.
it really raises an important question.
yeah.
How will these personal dynamics impact the future of AI development and collaboration? I mean, will it lead to more competition or potentially hinder progress? Definitely something we need to keep our eye on.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so switching gears a little bit, let's talk about Bitcoin.
Yeah,
It seems to be rallying again.
it is.
And there was this one trader predicting it's going to hit $300,000.
Wow, that's a bold prediction. But it really highlights the growing belief that Bitcoin has this long-term store of value, a hedge against inflation,
Yeah.
which, we're seeing a lot of.
And then, so speaking of Bitcoin, MicroStrategy. They have a lot of Bitcoin holdings.
They do.
And it looks like they're going to be buying even more.
Yeah, this is a significant move, too, because it really underscores the growing acceptance of Bitcoin by these major players. I mean, it's no longer a fringe asset.
Right.
It's considered a part of a diversified portfolio by these institutional investors.
Interesting. So it seems like it's becoming more mainstream.
Yeah, more widely accepted.
Okay. And then there's a lot of buzz around quantum computing.
Right.
I'm seeing companies like IonQ, Rigetti, QBTS.
Yeah, this is an area with immense potential, but it's important to remember that quantum computing is still in its early stages.
Okay.
I mean, we might not see widespread commercial applications for years.
So for investors interested in this,
Yeah.
it's a long game.
Exactly. But definitely an area worth watching. Now, moving on to something a bit more concrete.
Good.
Let's look at some specific stock picks.
Yes.
On holdings, black box stocks, Genius Group. These are a few that are generating a lot of buzz right now.
Yeah. I'm very curious about those.
So it's important to look beyond just the hype. You have to analyze the fundamentals, right? On holdings, for example, facing some supply chain challenges,
Right.
which could impact their growth in the near term. Black box stocks undergoing a potential merger.
Okay.
And then there's Genius Group, which is combining AI education with a bold Bitcoin treasury strategy.
Yeah. Genius Group. I mean, aiming to hold 1,000 Bitcoin by the end of 2025. That's
pretty audacious.
That's crazy.
It is, but it does reflect a strong belief in that long-term value of Bitcoin. And what's interesting about Genius Group is they're focused on this personalized AI-powered education. So they're not just teaching about AI.
Right.
They're using it to actually tailor the learning experience for each student.
So it's like they're putting their money where their mouth is
Exactly.
in terms of like
Yeah.
AI. Okay. So now, in addition to these companies, it seems like you had a chance to talk to some
That's
people
a really interesting guess.
who have insights into this market.
Absolutely. So why don't we start with Tim Melvin?
Okay.
Seasoned investor, deep understanding of value investing. He shared some really valuable insights
Right.
into approaches that have proven successful, even in today's market.
Right. I'm all ears. What did he have to say?
So he highlighted two specific strategies.
Okay.
The first is this classic net-net strategy,
Yeah.
which was popularized by Benjamin Graham.
Okay.
Essentially, it involves finding companies whose market value is less than their net current assets.
So you're basically buying a company for less than the value of their
Yeah, for less than the value of their liquid assets.
liquid assets.
It's like bargain hunting for businesses.
Right.
And the beauty of this strategy is that it focuses on these tangible assets. So it makes it less susceptible to the whims of market sentiment.
Right.
He actually provided several examples of companies that currently fit this criteria.
Oh, cool.
LSA Holdings, 5 Point Holdings
Yeah.
are a couple.
So you're looking for companies that are undervalued by the market.
Exactly. The key is, as he emphasized, to be disciplined and systematic in your approach.
Plus, it's not just about finding a cheap stock.
No.
It's about
Understanding the underlying value of the company.
understand. Okay. So
Mhm.
what was the second strategy?
So the second strategy is called the 838 strategy, and it's geared towards more aggressive investors.
Okay.
So it involves using specific financial ratios to identify financially sound companies that are trading at a discount.
So what are those ratios?
So it focuses on companies with a price-to-book ratio below 8, a strong F-score of 8 or above, and a healthy Altman Z-score of 3 or better. This combination of ratios really helps to ensure that you're looking at companies with solid financials and a very minimal risk of financial distress.
Okay.
So, for example, the F-score measures a company's financial strength, while the Altman Z-score predicts the likelihood of bankruptcy.
Okay. So it's like a filter.
Right. To weed out the bad ones.
Find the good ones. Okay.
So, what were some of the companies that he gave as examples? So, for this one, he gave Toll Brothers, Pilgrim's Pride, and Genco Shipping and Trading. And each of these companies operate in different industries,
Oh, wow.
but they all share this common thread of really strong financials
Aye.
and attractive valuations.
That's helpful to see how these strategies can be applied across different sectors.
Right.
Did he mention any downsides or pitfalls?
Well, he did emphasize that these strategies are not for the faint of heart.
Oh,
Often involve investing in smaller, less-known companies,
okay.
which can be more volatile.
Right.
He stressed the importance of diversification and not getting emotionally attached to any single stock.
Yeah, that's great advice. So even with a solid strategy, there's always going to be some
There's always risk involved.
level of risk.
Yeah.
Okay. So our next guest had some interesting thoughts about AI and its impact on the future.
Right.
You talked to Roger James Hamilton,
I did.
who is the CEO of Genius Group.
CEO of Genius Group.
So Genius Group, this is the company that has the audacious goal of holding 1,000 Bitcoin.
Right.
But what's really interesting is their approach to education.
So they're leveraging AI to actually personalize that learning experience
Okay.
and tailoring it to each student's needs and aspirations.
I'm really curious to learn more about that.
Yeah.
What does that actually look like?
So he was explaining that their platform goes beyond just providing information. They're using AI to actually guide students toward their goals, helping them identify their passions, develop the skills they need to thrive in this rapidly changing world, and even connect with mentors and potential employers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
So it's like having a personalized AI mentor
that's a great way to put it.
guiding you through
Yeah.
your educational journey.
Absolutely.
That's amazing. And what's even more compelling is his vision for the future of work and education in the age of AI.
Right.
I mean, tell me more about that.
He believes that AI will fundamentally transform the way we learn and earn a living, freeing us to pursue our passions and contribute in new and innovative ways.
That's fascinating.
It is. It's a powerful reminder that we need to adapt and evolve our approach to education to prepare for this future where AI is going to play an increasingly central role.
Okay, so now before we move on, I know that you also spoke with Benzinga's own
I did.
Ben Rum.
Yeah, I had a chance to chat with Ben, and
Bet he had some hot stock picks.
oh, he always does. He shared some great insights into these recent trends. and highlighted several stocks that have been performing exceptionally well for his community of traders.
Okay, so give me the goods. What were they?
So one that really stood out was GEO Group.
GEO Group, isn't that the private prison company?
Yes, it is.
Wow. So, okay.
And he actually accurately predicted both the stock's recent surge and the ideal time to sell, which was right after the inauguration.
Wow.
So it's like a textbook example of how to capitalize on those news-driven market moves.
So he timed the market perfectly.
Nailed it.
Okay, so did he have any other winning trades?
Well, he highlighted Oracle as a big winner, which was driven by its involvement in the AI infrastructure project that we were talking about earlier.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And then he pointed to Summit Therapeutics, which is a biotech company, and Pound, which is a defense contractor, both of which hit their price targets perfectly.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So it sounds like a mix of short-term...
Yeah, kind of a mix of short-term plays and then those longer-term investments.
and long-term.
Yeah. And he was also discussing the importance of what they call the 4 pillars of trading.
Okay.
Catalyst, fundamentals, technicals, and sentiment. And emphasizing that you need that holistic approach when you're analyzing opportunities.
Okay, and so did he say any of his, top picks right now?
He did. And this is where the AI theme comes back into focus.
Oh, okay.
He actually had a fascinating conversation with a trader known as the Godfather, who is an expert
The Godfather.
in AI infrastructure stocks. And they discussed several companies, including NB, BBA, and KHKI, all of which are poised to benefit from this surging interest in AI.
Okay. Those are some tickers I haven't heard before.
Yeah.
What's the thinking there?
So let's start with NB.
Okay.
The Godfather highlighted their strong position in building data centers, which are absolutely crucial for AI development, and he sees them as a prime beneficiary of this whole AI infrastructure boom that we're seeing. Then there's BBA, which specializes in vision AI and edge AI solutions, with a particular focus on biometrics technology. And he was pointing out their strong connections to the government, especially in areas like Homeland Security, which really aligns with the new administration's priorities.
So they're well-positioned to capitalize on that. Increased spending.
Exactly.
Okay. What about KHKI?
So KHKI is a defense and IT company focused on modernizing government IT systems.
Okay.
So the Godfather believes that they're well-positioned to benefit from this increased government spending on cutting-edge technologies, including AI and cybersecurity.
Yeah, it's really interesting how AI
is touching everything.
Is really a driving force in all this.
Yeah, it's really...
Yeah, they mentioned any other companies.
So they did, actually. They mentioned a couple of space stocks.
Oh, really?
Specifically RDW and TMSF. Now, RDW was a top pick that surged 50%.
Wow, okay.
And then TMSF is a really intriguing company. They specialize in collecting and processing 3D geospatial data, which is valuable for a wide range of applications. And the Godfather sees them as a potential acquisition target for SpaceX.
For SpaceX.
Yeah, given their unique capabilities and their extensive database.
That would be huge.
That would be huge.
Wow. Okay, so any other companies?
Yeah.
With that potential for big moves?
So one that caught my attention was MBOT, a company specializing in robotic surgery.
Okay.
So they're leveraging AI to enhance their technology. And the Godfather sees them as a potential acquisition target for a larger medical device company.
So it's like they're combining robotics and AI.
Yeah, exactly.
In the healthcare space.
Yeah.
Really interesting. Okay, so anything else?
They also touched on Beyond Meat, which is the plant-based food company, and XORT, which is a microcap company, with a strong focus on AI. Both offer intriguing opportunities, but with different levels of risk and reward.
Wow, this is a lot of information.
It's a lot to take in.
I feel like we just got a crash course.
We did. We covered a lot of ground.
In all the hottest sectors.
And we're not even done yet. There's more to explore in your deep dive materials.
Oh, wow.
Including insights from a futures trader who has this really unique perspective on the market.
Okay, so I think we're going to take a quick pause here.
Sounds good.
And we'll be right back with more from the deep dive.
So before the break, we were talking about some really exciting companies and trends in the market, particularly in the AI and tech sectors. It's incredible how AI is impacting just everything these days. It's truly transformative, and it's definitely here to stay. Our next guest offered some valuable insight into how to navigate these rapidly changing markets. I had the opportunity to speak with Kevin Dabrowski,
Okay.
futures trader.
Oh, that's a different perspective from the stock pickers we were hearing from earlier. So what were his thoughts on the market sentiment right now?
Well, he's definitely bullish.
Okay.
He believes that the market is on an upward trend, and he thinks Trump's return has really added fuel to the fire.
Okay.
He specifically pointed to the break above the 60-68 level in the S&P 500 as a sign of that really strong bullish momentum.
So he basically sees this as like a continuation of that Trump bump
Yeah,
that we saw during his previous term.
exactly.
Yeah.
And he believes this momentum could continue, potentially leading to even higher market highs soon.
I'm always a little bit cautious about market predictions, but
Sir.
he seems like he has a really good grasp on technical analysis. Did he mention any specific strategies or indicators that he uses to identify trading opportunities?
Yeah, he did. He emphasized the importance of identifying those key support and resistance levels,
Okay.
as well as using volume analysis to confirm the strength of a trend.
Okay.
And he also highlighted the value of what's called time frame analysis, which basically involves looking at multiple time frames to get a really comprehensive view of the market.
So it's not just about, following what everyone else is doing.
Yeah,
You have to do your own research,
exactly.
develop your own strategy.
Absolutely. He also stressed the importance of risk management and avoiding emotional decision-making.
Okay.
He believes that traders should always have a plan and stick to it, regardless of what's going on in the market, those fluctuations that we see.
That's such solid advice, no matter what your experience level is.
Absolutely.
Okay.
He also shared a really valuable trading tip
Okay.
that I thought was particularly relevant right now in this market environment.
Okay.
He suggested keeping an eye on the VIX.
The VIX? Okay.
That's the
fear index.
one that spikes up
Mm-hmm.
when there's a lot of market volatility. Exactly, yeah. And he pointed out that the VIX has been relatively low recently, which kind of indicates that market participants aren't overly concerned about risk.
Okay.
So this could be a sign that the current bullish trend has further room to run.
So like a low VIX means potential for
Yeah, it could be a green light.
more gains.
Potentially, yeah.
Right.
But he did caution that the VIX is just one indicator
Right.
among many. And it's important to consider all the available information before making any decisions.
Yeah, definitely. So before we wrap up this whole deep dive, I want to go back to something that really struck me.
Okay.
Remember Roger Hamilton from Genius Group?
Yeah.
He mentioned the possibility of AI reaching a point of
Superhuman intelligence.
superhuman intelligence in the near future.
That's a big one.
Yeah, I mean, that's a mind-blowing concept to wrap your head around.
It really is. He refers to it as the singularity,
Yeah.
this hypothetical moment, when AI surpasses human intelligence. And it just triggers this rapid acceleration of technological advancement.
I mean, that sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie.
It does, right?
Yeah.
But many experts believe this is not just possible, but increasingly likely.
Wow.
And while it's difficult to say exactly what that will look like, it's clear that AI is going to have a profound impact on our lives in the years to come.
So we really need to start thinking about a future where AI plays an even bigger role
Yeah, in every...
in our jobs, our relationships.
Absolutely. And Roger's company, Genius Group, is really at the forefront of this shift, using AI to, as we said, personalize education and equip individuals with the skills they need to thrive in this world that's being reshaped by technology.
I mean, that's so important because we really need to ensure that everyone benefits from these advancements and that no one is left behind.
It's not just about learning those technical skills. It's about developing critical thinking,
Right.
creativity, adaptability, those human qualities that will become even more valuable in the age of AI.
So it's not about us versus the machines.
No.
It's about us and the machines working together.
Exactly. AI has this potential to solve some of the world's biggest challenges, but only if we use it wisely and ethically.
This deep dive has been quite a journey
It has.
through the world of finance, tech, AI.
We've learned a lot. From specific stock picks to those broader implications of AI.
Yeah. And I think we've gained some valuable insights from experts who are shaping the future of these industries.
They're at the forefront.
But there's always more to learn.
Always.
And before we end, I want to leave our listener with a final thought.
As AI becomes increasingly sophisticated, it's crucial to think about the implications of its development. and deployment? How do we make sure it's used for good? How do we prevent bias in these AI systems? These are questions that we need to address together as a society.
Yeah, those are some really important questions as
Oh.
we go through this technological revolution.
To all our listeners out there, we encourage you to really explore these issues further and think about how you can be a responsible participant in this technological revolution.
Yeah,
The
like
future is something we create.
let's use AI
Yeah.
to build a better world
Yeah,
for everybody.
absolutely.
All right. Well, that brings us to the end of our deep dive.
Another deep dive completed.
I hope you found this informative and insightful.
Until next time, stay curious, keep learning.
Yeah, it really is incredible to think about, how much AI is already changing the world. I feel like we just scratched the surface.
Yeah, definitely. But I think it's good to leave our listeners wanting more,
Right?
right?
Absolutely.
Hmm.
So before we wrap things up, why don't we recap some of the key takeaways from our deep dive today? We started by looking at, the market's reaction to Trump coming back into office and just this massive surge in AI activity.
Right, yeah. That $500 billion investment in AI infrastructure is huge. I mean, it really highlights how important this technology is becoming on a global scale. And, companies like Oracle, OpenAI, SoftBank, they're all in a position to play a pretty significant role in all of this.
Yeah, and it's not just the big companies, right? We also talked about individuals like Elon Musk and Sam Altman who are, really kind of shaping the direction of where AI development is going.
Right, although those personal dynamics can be a little unpredictable.
Definitely something to keep an eye on. We also spent some time talking about value investing strategies and how they can still be effective even in this rapidly changing market. To Melvin's insights on the net and 838 strategies were really valuable.
Yeah, and then there's Genius Group, right? Leveraging AI to personalize education. It's really cool to see how technology is transforming all these traditional industries and just opening up all these new
Yeah,
possibilities.
I love that. And their goal of holding 1,000 Bitcoin by 2025, that's pretty ambitious.
It is, but it also shows how cryptocurrency is gaining more mainstream acceptance as a store of value. And of course, we can't forget about Bitcoin's rally in general.
Yeah, we looked at a bunch of different hot stock picks from companies involved in, the AI infrastructure like NB, BBA, and KHKI to those in more niche areas like space exploration and robotic surgery. It's really a lot to keep up with.
Yeah, it's definitely a fast-moving market, but that's what makes it so exciting, right? I think
Uh-huh.
the key takeaway for our listeners today is that this is a time of huge opportunity, but also a lot of volatility. As always, it's so important to do your research, manage your risk, and remember, investing is a marathon, not a sprint.
That's great advice. And, as you continue to explore all these opportunities, don't forget to think about the ethical implications of AI and the role that you can play in shaping its future.
Absolutely, it's such a powerful technology with so much potential to do amazing things, but we have to be mindful of, the impact that it's going to have on society as a whole.
Well said. This deep dive has been incredible, really exploring the world of finance, tech, and AI. And it feels like this is just the beginning.
Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.
That's a wrap on today's deep dive. Thanks for joining us, everyone.